He is sipping tea like the world can't hurt him anymore. Well, speak. What do you sell? Nope, just show me your stock. Don't touch what you can't afford. Clarity chew. Sitcom. Beanie. Perception reroll. Reflex. Bulk. Cologne. Persuasion. Single. Pocket radio. A lucky pen. Let's do a perception reroll. Metaphor. Anything else? Then we'll do the perception single use, just a reroll. Persuasion +4 to int. Let's do lucky bolt. We don't know what's... No, that I'm done here. He waves a hand without looking up. Go. Good. Go spin your dice somewhere else. Howard ducks back into the wet heat of the foundation and the turbines howling above him. Let's save that. Not sure about it, but I feel like it's gonna... We may need those rerolls eventually. Okay, Rib Breaker's Passage. Rib Breaker Passage is a massive industrial pipe forced into service as a tunnel. The metal walls are damp, insulation peeling, rust flaking off in wet curls. Water leaks through the seams and runs down the thin brown lines. Every sound lingers, footsteps echo, spin, and comes back wrong. The place feels like a throat. It's wet, a wet, rusty throat. Ugh. Let's hope it doesn't decide to swallow. Don't put that image in my head while we're inside it. He moves forward, the echo of his boots stretching out, layering over itself. For a disturbing moment, it sounds like someone else walking behind him. He stops and listens. There's movement ahead, no rats, larger, the sounds of claws on grating, multiple steps. Is that the dog? That cannot be true. Did they survive? It's the throat, it's swallowing. I don't want to be food. Howard hands hovers near his holster. The darkness ahead is dense, playing tricks on his eyes. It could be an abstract or it could be his imagination. Then soft barks, muffled, careful, as if someone taught them not to make noise. They couldn't have survived down here alone. Something must have kept predators away. Something fed them. Howard follows the sound. The muffled whines guide him through a maze of collapsed concrete and steam vents until the pipe opens into a wider chamber. And there, on an island of rubble and shredded insulation, are the dolls, Miko, Carlos, Hera, and Luca. They are dirtier. Their fur stained by the foundation soot, but they look well-fed and alert. Scan the chamber, look for signs of who's been feeding them. I'm going to use a Howard's die for this. Just need a 1. Yep. Howard's eyes narrow, tracing the edges of the chamber. He ignores the dogs for a moment, following the trail of clues. They're there, behind the massive pipe. The shadows have edges. Something is crouched there waiting. Watch the dogs. They're reacting to something. You know what? Call out towards the pipe. Keep your voice calm. Howard takes a slow breath and steadies his posture. No weapon drawing, no sudden movements. I'm not here to take them. I just needed to know they were okay. Yeah. The moment Howard's voice hits the damp walls, the temperature in the chamber plummets. For 3 heavy heartbeats, nothing happens. Then the shadow behind the pipe moves. A tall, uneven silhouette steps forward, and Howard's breath catches in his throat. He doesn't need spectral sight for this. What is this? It's that same abstract, the one from the mission, or is it? It looks different, yet exactly how I remember. What mission? He closes the distance with shaking speed. Howard's hand flies to his holster, but he's too slow. His muscles lock in the freeze of prey. Just as he reaches him, the dogs erupt from their island of rebels. Micho yaps a sharp, piercing command. Carlos follows, darting ahead without hesitation. Luca plants himself directly in his path, its massive body a living barricade. The abstract stops. It looks at the dogs, then back at Howard, its predatory instinct clashing with the quiet authority of the pack. It isn't a mindless killer, it's a shepherd, and it listens to its flock. The abstract takes one last look at Howard, then moves back towards the far end of the chamber where a smaller, darker pipe mouth yawns open. It enters the darkness one by one. The dogs follow. Micah trots after it without hesitation. Hera pauses at the pipe entrance, looks back at Howard once, then disappears inside. Luca follows her. Only Carlos remains for a moment. He looks at the pipe, then back at Howard. He whines, a soft, confused sound. Then, as if remembering something, he turns and dashes back towards Howard. He stops at Howard's feet, drops something from his mouth, and lets out a single dark bark, a goodbye that echoes through the rusty throat of the passage. Then spins and bolts for the pipe, vanishing into the same consuming darkness as the others. But you deserve a kind ending. They found their way home. Howard reaches down into the soot, his fingers closing around the punctured rubble of a ball and a few scattered dice. Carlos's farewell. 3 dice. Aww. A small rubber ball, its surface torn and misshapen from countless bites, ground in grime, old teeth marks, and a faint warmth that hasn't faded yet. That sucks. Broken dice. Okay. I'm glad you saw them again. I think they wanted you to, just so you know they aren't alone anymore, and safe. He takes one last look at the pipe where they disappeared, then turns back the way he came. No. Save it. The autosave on this isn't great, so. Drowned velvet. I did duplicate. I'm not touching Nikki. I don't care what's going on. Drowned velvet. The shop smells like damp fabric and lavender. It's a narrow, dimly lit corridor lined with racks of clothing that sway gently from the vibration of the magway trains overhead. Sitting on a pile of racks in the center is the vendor. She is sewing a button over nothing, just stitching the air. I am velvet. I love the designs of the people in here. And you are loud. Not your choice, your texture. You feel like sandpaper and grinding gears. You hurt the air just by walking through it. Sorry, I'll try walking softer next time. Become a black hole of heavy choices. Secret insight, self-weight. You're always sorry. Sorry for the noise. Sorry for the space you take up. Sorry for being a weapon in a room of glass. You try to walk lightly, but your regret weighs more than the metal. That's not the boost, the insight. Secret insight. The more you try to be gentle, the heavier you become. You are a black hole of heavy choices. Softer won't help. You need a different soul for that. Why are you sewing nothing? I am not sewing nothing. I am repairing the ghost of a jacket that was burnt yesterday. Do you sell clothes or just poetry? Rush, rush, rush. You run towards your grave like that in the finish line. I'm here to buy a coat. To hide the metal or to hide the man, never mind. It's the same thing. I need something durable. Velvet stands up. She moves like she has no bones. Wait, I cannot fit a coat to a ghost. I need to measure the displacement. She pulls a rusted tape measure from her neck. She doesn't touch him with it. She holds it 3 inches from his metal plating, measuring the empty space around him. You're a difficult size, metal man. You're an extra large in sorrow, but medium in hope. She leans closer, squinting at the length of his boosted arms. Impossible in width. I cannot put sleeves on you. Too long, too hungry. You need a vest. Do you charge extra for the psychoanalysis? No, the diagnosis is necessary. A man with your specific kind of damage requires a specific structural support. Standard cloth will not hold you together, but these might. She turns to the rack and pulls down 3 identical-looking vests. This is the survivor. It's heavy. It has seen violence. It knows how to take a hit. This is the mule. Reinforced lining, extra hidden pockets. You can fit a shotgun, a bottle of whiskey, and a spare arm in here without ruining the silhouette. And this is the standard. Cheap synthetic. It keeps the rain off, but if you get set on fire, it melts your skin. Why is these two the same? Oh, anger and persuasion. We're doing the mule. Plus to the persuasion passive. Broken. I'm not getting rid of rogue, persuasion, communist. I actually like my dice right now. Lucky is staying, rogue is staying, hype. I have 3 rogues. I can get rid of 1. You can now suffer in style. Velvet sits back down on her pile of rags and resumes stitching the empty air. The foundation mall experience. Now get out. You're blocking my light. Howard bundles the heavy fabric under his arms and steps back out into the wet grind of the foundation. Magway thunder rolling overhead. He sheds the old rags and pulls on the new vet. It sits right beneath the ashen horizon. With a terrifying delicacy, his massive metal fingers pinch the stem of rose. He lifts her from the filth and tucks her safely into the fresh breast pocket of the new vest. Nice, clean pocket, soft fabric. It's like you upgraded my prison cell. Oh, and is this dice? Did you rob her? Or did she just forget to empty the pockets? Either way, I'm calling it a finder's fee. 3 dice. Debt. Another communist. Celestial. Let's go. Those are hard to come by. Alright. Howard steps away from the storefront, the weight of the new vest settling over his plating. Another XP. Let's see. I'm not touching Nikki. I know crazy when I see it. And she's crazy by default because she did romanticize pain, and that's not going to help her in the end. Best co-mic reset. Now we best co-mic, we have the gear we're moving. Well, eat their bulldozer. Midnight isn't even here yet. Fine. Exactly, we have time, which means we can do something rare for you, Howard. Oh my god. Good. So what do? We do something shocking. We don't sprint into the next obvious trap. We let the heat cool, and we do it somewhere PID isn't watching. I can't just wander around. So don't wander. Move with purpose, like a Polaroid rat with a schedule, or like a paranoid rat with a schedule. The foundation is a maze. Dead drops, forgotten stashes, people looking for a muscle. Besides, we spent a lot of dice back there. Maybe we find something useful in the gutters before we go confront the past. Worst case, you get grimier. Best case, we get richer. Either way, let's go. Ooh. Put this on 5. Mama's Finest, Nikki Studios, vending machine, pecan, supply van. Vending machine. Oh no, supply van. We're right there. So the clothes somewhere. A delivery van sits abandoned in the middle of the street. One front tire has blown out, leaving the front corner resting low. The vehicle is dirty with fresh dents and scratches along its sides. Expect the company logo. Howard wipes away a layer of dirt from the panel to read the lettering underneath. Weird Co. Beneath it, the slogan, delivering better tomorrows. Check the blown front tires. Howard crouches beside the wheel. The tire is completely shredded. A closer look at the exposed rim reveals a clear punctured hole. Examine the dents and scratches. Howard examines the fresh, deep scrapes running along the van's side. Pieces of a broken red headlight are wedged into the impact zone. Someone rammed them off the road. Peek through the windshield. Howard cups his hand to the glass and peers inside. The cabin is empty. A stale coffee sits in the cup holder and the keys are gone from the ignition. Check the drivers. Open the rear doors, actually. Howard grips the handle and pulls. The rear doors swing open without resistance. The bay is completely empty. Deep scrape marks scarred the floor. Leading towards the dead man sitting against the wall, he has a clean bullet wound in his forehead. Search the empty bay for clues. He scans the empty space for anything the attackers might have left behind. Tucked in the corner where the floor meets the wall, he spots a thick metal bolt. He picks it up, turning it over in his hand before quietly pocketing it. Is that what we already had? Examine the scrape marks. He traces the deep gouges in the steel floor. They run straight out the back, disappearing over the edge of the loading ramp. Whatever was back here was incredibly heavy, and the attackers dragged it out in a hurry. Search the dead man. Howard climbs into the van and crouches beside him. The man's hand is still wrapped around a delivery manifest. Moisture has fused most of the pages together and bled the ink, but the final line is legible. Delivery confirmed. Leave the fan. He quietly climbs out and pulls the rear door shut. The latch clicks into place, leaving the dead man in the dark. Check the driver's cabin. Howard wrenches the heavy door open and slides halfway onto the driver's seat, getting a better angle to check the compartments. Check the sun visors. Howard pulls down the visors. A small handful of dice clatters into his lap, along with the expired parking stub. He pockets the dice. 4 dice stolen. He's dead. Bureaucratic, corporate. Of course it is. Search the glove compartment. Howard pops the latch. It is filled with crumbled toll receipts and an old napkin, but buried in the back, he finds a small pocket radio. He takes it. Pocket radio. Plus for the perception. Single use. Dig through the center console. He flips over the lid. He sifts through the tangle of old charging cables and empty gun wrappers, but comes up empty-handed. Look under the seat. Howard kneels and shines the light under the driver's seat. Amidst the dust, crumbs, and trash, he spots a few dropped dice. He pockets them. More stolen? How is it stolen? This is the most dice you've ever had. Dead, rogue. Okay. Step out of the cabin. Howard slides out of the driver's seat, and pushes the heavy door shut. The latch clicks firmly into place as he steps back into the street, leaves the van behind. Howard leaves the van behind and continues down the street. Whatever happened here, he doesn't want to get involved. That was worth it. Save it, save it. Bye. Mama's finest. The stall is a little more than a rusted metal awning welded to the side of a massive ventilation pipe. Behind the counter stands Mama. She is a mountain of a woman, wearing a stained apron and stirring a large boiling pot. She stops as Howard approaches. She looks him up and down, whistling through a gap in her front teeth. Look at that. You look like you tried to wrestle a magway train in the train one. I've had worse days, but no, I've had worse days. Then you are the unluckiest bastard in the Foundation. Good. She leans over the counter, grinning. Her presence is overwhelming. What kind of soup is it? The kind that fights back. Some ill and chili? How much for a bowl? Price is one story. Any story. Make me like it. Soup's free. Bore me? 2 dice. A story. What do you want to hear? Something true. A memory. A regret. A weather. The season. It seasons the broth. I died yesterday and woke up and I sang lead at a metal concert, screamed my lungs out. Yes, sometimes you have to scream until the metal bends. You have the soul of a noisemaker. Eat, keep the voice strong. Mama scoops a heavy ladle of broth and slides the chipped bowl across the counter. Mama's fish soup. Boiling fuel for dying detective. Are we dying? Wait, this is what I was looking at. Reroll any failed. Yeah, lucky bolt. I have 2 of those now. Howard carries it to a rusted table, the plastic stool groaning under its new weight. He takes a spoonful. The taste is aggressive. Brine, chili, and stale oil. It burns going down. A full belly counts 2. Oh, we're right there. There. That'll put hair on your chest. I still prefer Hero Sushi. Fancy fish like that stays upstairs. Timerkin? Fancy fish like that stays upstairs. Hero doesn't deliver to the gutter. A hooded man in the worn uniform of the Foundation Police Department lowers himself into a crate beside him. He nods to Mama, who wordlessly brings him a bowl. Officer Timerkan. I don't know how I feel about this. A drone operator for the FPD and an acquaintance of Howard. Oh, okay. Openly disgusted by the PID, he has a bad attitude towards paperwork and authority, having long ago lost whatever respect he was supposed to have for either. Okay, so we don't have to worry about him. Howard doesn't stop eating, but his shoulders tense. Relax. If I wanted to bag you, I have brought a squad, not a spoon. He slurps the soup loudly, wiping his mouth with the back of a gloved hand. Saw you on the feeds. PID's got a kill order with your name on it. Armed and extremely dangerous. Make you sound almost interesting. You here to warn me or threaten me? If I wanted to threaten you, I wouldn't be sitting within arm's reach of that new metal grip of yours. Call it a professional courtesy, a chat between 2 guys who hate the PID. I haven't seen them this scared since the riots. So, are you going to tell me why half the city is hunting you, or do I have to guess? I followed the lead. It led me back to them. It always leads to them, but this time, that fear you put in them, it's a weapon. Don't waste it hiding in the pipes. If you're going to burn something down, make sure a PID feels it. You sound like you would help. I can't pull the trigger. The FPD tracks my weapon usage, but I can load the gun for you, and I have a hell of a bullet right here. I've been looking into PID for a while, started with the budget leak. Usual corruption stuff, then I found something bigger. A magway train that runs off the books. Officially, it doesn't exist. Still makes the trip between the burnt Eden Corp station and Vortex Bay? Magway train, magway train, magway train. A high-speed rail system that serves as the primary artery of the New Stratum, connecting the city's layers from the foundation of Skybreach and everything in between. It carries both passengers and cargo across the city's vertical landscape. I kept a drone on it for 5 days, got the whole thing on chip. It's worth checking out. Might be what you need to make them feel it. Sounds like a lead. I'll check it out. The Mercon gives a single firm nod. Give me a day or two. I'll find out when it's safe and bring the chip. You'll stay alive until then. A brief pause, something almost respectful passes between them. Next swoop's on me. Welcome back to the Foundation, detective. Iron diplomacy. Wait, where was... Oh, I did not realize I could scroll down. So some of them have been crossing out, just not all of them. Beat them with his safe, don't die before then. He turns and disappears into the thick steam from the ventilation shaft, swallowed by the dark. Howard looks down at his own bowl. The soup is cold now, a thin skin of grease forming on the surface. Eat your soup, we're going to need the energy. Okay. Another save. Now we have... Oh, finally, poster 1. A weather propaganda poster flaps against the lamp wall, waving like the face flag of a long-dead empire. It shoots its message in bold lettering. It shouts its message in bold lettering. We rise together or we sink together. We are the architects of tomorrow, building your dreams today. Your sacrifice of sunlight and open air today becomes security, wealth, and unity tomorrow. We ascend together into the heaven or sink in the mud. Propaganda poster 1. The Foundation wasn't always the Foundation. It was once the whole of New Stratum. It exists on a nice edge in the tug-of-war between the state, corpos, and crime, an orgy of decay. But it stopped being enough. Corpos started this race to reach higher and higher, climbing up as if they were in a frenzy to reach the sun. In this race, they took everything from people they didn't even realize they had: the sun, clean air, and their health. The worst part, nobody even noticed until it was gone. That is the mercy of slow violence, Howard. It arrives politely enough to be mistaken for normal. The poster rustles softly in the damp, still preaching to the city already beneath. Oh my God, me and reading a day. The poster rustles softly in the damp, still preaching to a city already buried beneath this promise. All right. Jet's container. Jet container. Did I get something from the vending machine? An old vending machine stands against the side of a shipping container. The snack rolls inside are half empty, a thick layer of dust coats the glass. Inspect the snacks. Howard wipes a patch of dust from the glass to get a better look. The few remaining packets inside are bloated, their faded plastic wrappers wedged tight beneath rusted coils. But the machine survived. Look at it, rusted, neglected, barely holding together, yet it's still here. Metal buys time. Time for what? Howard instinctively flexes his mechanical hand. I get it now. Insert a die. Hart pushes a die in the slide. It slides in half an inch and hits a wall of rusted metal. He forces his thumb against it, but the mechanism refuses to budge. Corrosion sieged the mechanism years ago. It's not taking anything. He works the die loose and pulls it back before it gets stuck. Kick the machine. Howard steps back and delivers a firm kick to the machine's side. The heavy metal casing clanks under the impact. Inside, a rusted coil shifts. Something rattles down the chute and drops into the collection tray. You broke it so good it gave you a prize. He forces his hand past the stiff security flap. Preserved for negligence. What? Charity chew. Rage chew. Okay. Nothing moves until you make it. Leave it, not worth your time. You know what? Let's get some anger out. Kick it again. He kicks again, harder this time. A shower of rust drifts through the air before settling back into the pavement. Nothing falls this time, nothing moves. The machine has nothing left to give. Howard stares at it for a long moment. The vending machine didn't win. It simply outlived everyone who needed it. Its purpose disappeared long before it did. Leave it, not worth your time. He quietly steps away. Behind him, the vending machine fades into the silence and the fog still standing, still waiting. Save. And Jet's container. Clang, clang, clang. The clang of metal on metal rolls through the damp, narrow corridor, drowning out the megastructure's endless mechanical drone. It is far too loud for a city that usually prefers its damage quiet. Something's really going at it. Let's see what's making the racket. Howard rounds a rusted support pillar and stops. A bulky figure in an antique-looking diving suit is hunched over a massive leaky hydraulic valve. No visible weapon or gang colors, the suit looks ancient, hand-modified, and heavy enough to break a spine if it falls prone. He is aggressively hammering a misshapen plate of scrap metal into the breach. Either a lunatic or a maintenance worker dressed for a wrong kind of job. The hammering stops. The helmet turns towards Howard. You look like you're expecting a flood. Not expecting, preventing. That's the hope anyway. Do you need a hand with that? You mean that? All right, drop the flange, hold it steady, and thank you. Don't hear that often. Don't hear that offer often. Yay! Good work is contagious. One off. Howard steps in, braces both hands against the flange, and holds it steady while the diver hammers the scrape plate into place. The leak slows to a thin, angry hiss, then finally goes silent. There, should hold for a while. He stands up straight, his antique suit groaning under its own weight. He looks absurd and oddly heroic at the same time. You planning on saving the whole district by yourself? No, just my little piece of it, same as everyone else. What's your name? Otto. Just Otto? That's been enough so far. What are you getting out of this? A clear conscience. Okay, a good man. Good luck out there. Luck for gamblers, but I appreciate it. You stay careful too. He gathers his heavy tools, his blue visor flickering once before he lumbers back into the darkness of the corridor. That was weird. You should have used your spectral sight. You think he was an abstract? The suit, didn't you see the visor, the way it flickered? I think he's an abstract, but not the violent kind, more like me. That's interesting. Or maybe he's just a human who found an abstract suit and put it on. That would explain the flicker. Howard turns and starts walking out of the corridor. Behind him, the patch pipe holds. You know what I keep thinking? Doesn't matter if he's a human or an abstract. Good or bad aren't tied to what you are. Maybe they're just choices. Maybe he's an abstract who learned to choose differently, or a human who never forgot how. Or maybe I'm overthinking a man in a diving suit. I do that sometimes. I'm talking too much again, aren't I? Howard doesn't answer, but for a moment the corners of his mouth lift into something that could have passed for a smile in a kinder world. Aww. Let's save. I feel like I'm suited up enough. I have 17 dice, the most I've ever had. Jet's container. Howard slides the key chip into the reader and the container door swings inward with a groan. The space is larger than it is wide. A narrow tube of lived-in clutter. It smells like engine oil and instant noodles. He collapses into a crate. Something hard presses into his hip. He shifts, reaches under himself, and pulls out a die. Stolen no. Rescue from neglect. Pipe. This place is depressing. Anyway, Carrie. We're really going to meet her. Walk right into what smells, feels, and is almost definitely a trap. Howard rubs beneath his left eye. The itching has gotten worse since the crash. She sounded scared. She warned us about DKs. Scared people do desperate, stupid things, like luring old friends into sniper alleys to save their own skin. Doesn't matter, friend, victim, or traitor, that changes absolutely nothing. You still walk in, so do me a favor, figure out how you walk back out. MVPD does not like PID. I could soak her, but I don't want to keep using her powers. I don't know what that does. I could call Reynolds. NVPD still listens to him. And say what? Going to my probable death, wish me luck? They're gonna kill him. If I can't clear my name, he'll at least have the evidence to finish what I started. You called him with that kind of fire and you're just handing a PID a reason to retire him early. Or worse, Reynolds is a good man, Howard. Don't make him a liability. So no, you're not calling him. That is fair, that's fair. I can handle the exit. It's Carrie I'm not sure about. That's the part that scares me. You've always been good at taking hits. You're terrible at watching other people take them for you. I could soak you, get a look ahead before we commit. And there's the glimmer of strategy. I was worried it had been surgically removed with your old ribs. So stop staring at the walls, find some ice. Howard's gaze shifts to the small fridge in the corner. He pushes off the crate and crosses the narrow space. He wrenches the door open, grabs a frosted ice tray, and cracks it over a chipped ceramic cup. He fills it with tap water, the ceramic growing cold in his grip. Carefully, he lowers Rose into the water. The petals stiffen as the cold bites. Rose inhales. Is she getting darker or has she always been that dark? Maybe just the coloring. Oh, wow. Ah, there it is. Her eyes roll back. Her petals tremble as she begins to fracture the timeline. I see rails and a magway train. It slows down like it's about to stop, but it doesn't. I'm inside. There's something in the center. Looks like an alternated, but with three faces. Ugh, even my visions are getting trippy. Is that the Magway train Tamir talked about? How should I know? I'm getting symbolic impressions of a metaphysical crime, not putting transit logs. The vibe, though, that matches what your cop friend described. Do you see anything about the crow? What are they do you see anything about the crow? All right, I'm focusing. The crow. I see a bird, a very big purple bird. What is it doing? Sitting in a big armchair, reading. Somehow there's a book in it. In its hands? Wings? Anything else? It's very purple. She snaps her eyes open, shaking herself off as the water splashes over the rim. This is what you get when you stop sleeping and start running from catastrophe to catastrophe. She goes quiet for a second. Her petals start shivering from the cold. The sarcasm drains from her voice as she looks Howard in the eyes. But that magpie thing, she'll probably look at it. Howard nods, reaching for the cup. He carefully lifts Rose from the freezing water. Someone's gonna steal her. Hey, wait, I'm not done. Footsteps approach outside the metal door. They don't need to know my flower talks back. Get in. Just wait. One day, I'll have my own legs. And I won't forget who keeps stuffing me in pockets. My first act of mobility will be a very targeted kick right into your shiny metal ass. Howard slips her into the inner pocket of his vest. Warm fabric closing around her and muffling her final protest. The door groans open. Jet stands in the doorway, helmet under one arm, eyeing him. Talking to yourself already. The doc warned me about neurorejection. You alone? Did anyone follow you? You know what? The doc's just careful. I'm fine. Careful is how you stay alive. But hey, you do you. Just don't leak hydraulic fluid on my floor. I just got the smell of blood out of my jacket. Understood? Good. Keep that compliance level high. It'll make the next few hours a lot easier for both of us. The container doors swing open again, letting in a gust of humid, oil-slicked air. DK enters first, followed closely by Lilith. She got her. Holy upgrades. Did they leave any of the original you under there? They didn't replace the important parts. The vest is a very nice touch though. Very tactical cheek. I think it's desperate, but we're all dressed for the same funeral. All right, fashion review is over. We need to focus. The crow drops in 40 minutes. We need to be in position before the bar hits foundation level. All our window is gone, which means we move in 10. Right, so what am I doing? She's your sister, DK, you decide. Let me guess, I'm on bench duty. Again, you're on survival duty. But my drones can spot ambushes you'd walk right into. You're treating me like a liability instead of letting me help. You're staying. End of discussion. Don't make me lock the door. Glad that's settled. Now, move. I think we kind of really do need her. She snaps her helmet into place, already halfway out the door. DK gives Lilith one last look and turns away. Seriously? Howard follows them out of the container. The door shuts behind him. All right, the dead end, the call, the bar, Sector 6 Memorial. Let's go to the dead end really quick. Oh, for the save. The alley runs between shuttered shops and sweating brick, narrow enough to feel like the city is trying to close its fist. Howard boots tap against the pavement. Each step sounds like someone following. Each stop confirms he's alone until he isn't. Sure. The blades bite into concrete and drags out a long, ugly screech. The dark alley coughs up a figure. He limps under a struggling street lamp. Patched clothes, hollow cheeks, and a skin the color of sour milk. Cuco. What in the world are you? The outcast of Netherveil. People fell by the system and forced into the foundation step. To the city above, there are rats in the walls, feral and desperate enough to take your dice boost or life if you slip. Oh crap. In one hand, he clutches a comite, its screen shuddering with the hollow image, in the other, a rusty knife. He stops 20 feet He stops 20 feet out. Squints at Howard, then down at his co-mic, then back up. Jaws a match. Peepers too. Oh, we have the kill on sight. Proper greedy look on them. Definitely greedy. He takes another step, the knife lowering just slightly as his confidence grows. You're a slippery one, aren't ya? Spent half a sack window wet looking for this mug. Stay quiet. Let him keep talking. See what else he gives up. Look at that. Not even gonna fight it. Makes my job nice and easy. He spits on the concrete. The rain swallows it. Name's Pleck. Arbiter sent me. Got a dispute needs settling. You're a debtor. I'm the claimant. That's how this works. So we gonna arbitrate, or do I gotta get creative? All right, let's arbitrate. What's the debt? Who says I owe it? I owe it. Who says? Co-mic says. Arbiter says. Angry bastard on the other end says. Pick one. He shifts his weight, knife hand steady now. 2 dice, 1 boost, and the kind of insult that sticks in a man's teeth. That's the debt. I'm not giving him my stuff. Kinda wanna shoot him. Let's talk him down. 18. I don't have time for this. Talk him down. Make him see he's being used. Persuasion. I have some pass that give us a +3. +2 to persuasion. That's 5. Communist, persuasion. I'm not using both of them. Lucky, celestial, communist, virtue. Okay, I actually need to get this straight. Crap. Anger. Height. Crap. Oh, I need some. Let's put celestial up here with this. Lucky, bureaucratic. One, two, three, four, five. Okay. Let's see. Got it. Look at yourself, Fleck. You're out here soaked through, waving still for some bastard who stayed dry and sent you instead. You're getting used by someone too cowardly to come himself. Fleck goes still, the life lowers. His shoulders slump like someone cut the strings. Dry-handed bastard. He spits on the concrete one last time, jams the co-mic into his pocket and limps back into the rain without another word. Shame. I was starting to like where this was headed. The empty street breathes again. Near the puddle where Plex stood, a grease-stained pouch lies forgotten. Howard hooks it with his boot. The familiar heavy rattle of metal dice answers. He slips it in his coat pocket. 5. A small reward earned by not dying. What is... Okay, this is a lot of dice they're giving me. That is not a good sign. Lucky, broken, arbiter, dead. Howard leaves before the street changes his mind. All right, next we have, I'm not going to call Sector 6 Memorial and the Jazz Bar. Let's actually end this here because it's getting a little late. Let's save. All right, yeah. I'm literally just one thing away. That actually sucks. I hope I get it soon. Cause who? Truth Seeker maybe? Truth Seeker is rational. Cause I would like Giga Brain, but maybe Truth Seeker. Yeah. I hate that this happened. Either way. Alright. Let's end this here. When we come back, Memorial Jazz Bar. But thank you everyone. I hope everyone's having a fantastic time, and see you soon. Oh.